Okay, you guys, I'm here to review Poltergeist. This is my third time watching this movie, and every time I watch this movie, I just do this. I just do that every time I see this movie, because this movie, till this day, keeps surprising me. This is probably one of the best horror films to date. Seriously. Written and produced by Steven Spielberg, directed by Tobe Hooper, the same guy who directed another great film I just reviewed a few weeks ago, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So, yeah, this is an hour and 54 minutes well spent. Look here, Craig T. Nelson, Mr. Incredible, I should say, his wife and two kids, son and daughter, one named Carol Ann, live in the suburban small town planned California community called the Costa Verde. And one night, Carol Ann basically hears the TV and she goes and sits in front of it, and she talks to these somewhat spirits, if you will. And the next night or so, things happens and she disappears, and the family has to find out what happened to her. They soon discover she is still inside the house somewhere, and they hire a psychiatrist or psychiatric person to help them locate their daughter, because they don't go to the police, because who's gonna believe them, right? So the psychiatrist and her group goes over to the place and they examine everything, and what we get is some most disturbing, fucking incredible shit. I'm not gonna bullshit you, okay? It takes the psychiatric person in her group to call the actual, like, I guess you could say, exorcist-like person in the form of this little short lady with like the Lisa Simpson voice. And yeah, this movie is some shit. For a film that was originally rated R. Yeah, that's right. Poltergeist was originally going to be rated R. But I guess they went to that production phase and the editing phase. They edit most of the stuff out to retain its, you ready for this? PG rating. Yeah, that's right. Poltergeist is rated PG. Damn. This is what Paranormal Activity should be. Okay? It should be about legitimately trying to scare you, not bullshit you out of these damn cheap scares and all that shit that it goes for. This movie doesn't hold your hand, okay? Paranormal Activity does. And it is the most boring movie you can ever watch, where you can actually get a good movie out of Poltergeist and be sucked in there, okay? Because, goddamn, this movie is great. Brilliant work. And I know that little notion goes around that this film cursed most of the cast and crew of this film, which revolved in several deaths. Most notably, its main star, Heather O'Rourke, which I didn't know she was dead, because I remember when I held up this movie in the Blu-ray update, I was like, let me know what Heather O'Rourke is doing nowadays. I'd like to see what she's doing nowadays. That was when I first started doing Blu-ray updates, and one of my YouTubers said, Heather O'Rourke died very young. I was like, you serious? And I did my research and I found that out, and I was like, oh shit, really? So yeah, I know that's Poltergeist 2. I'm just using that as the example because that's what I'm getting ready to watch next. So yeah, you know what? For the first time in a horror movie's history, since I've been reviewing horror movies, Poltergeist gets my badass seal of approval. It is that fucking brilliant. Watch Poltergeist, and not that shitty reboot or remake that's coming out in 2014 of that and the TV show. And matter of fact, I remember the TV show. It was called Poltergeist: The Legacy. I remember that shit and the remake of The Outer Limits when I was a boy. That was my very first time I got started in Poltergeist. Was Poltergeist: The Legacy. I never thought it was actual film until I got older. Until I got to like a few years ago. I'm like, wait a minute, that's a movie? I'm like, holy shit. So, yeah. Shoot your comments down below what y'all think about Poltergeist. Did y'all like it? Did y'all hate it? You have to give me a good ass reason to hate this motherfucking movie. You hear me, Brian Huff? I'm talking to you. So, yeah. I am out.